And he now writes some of the most challenging, rewarding, and intelligently nuanced poetry written in the Burmese language. He lives in Bangkok and has recently read his work in England and South Korea. Well, we're very fortunate to have such a great international poet with us tonight. Please welcome him to the stage. It's James Byrne.
That was a great introduction from Todd, so we're not really going to say anything. There's an incredible collage kind of density to Kin Aung Aye's poems, particularly the poems really at the turn of the century that he started to write. The ones that he's writing now are almost impossible to explain. So we will only say, or I will only say a couple of things if I think it's particularly relevant. And Kin Aung Aye is going to read first, obviously in Burmese, and then I will read the translations. I would say that all the translations tonight are translated by Coco Thet, my co-editor for Bones of All Crow, and he has done an incredible job. He's translated, mentioned otherwise. So please welcome Kin Aung Aye.
Hello everybody, I'm Kin Aung Aye from Burma, a poet. Just arrived to London, age of my over 50s, first time in here to read a poem. Poetry is a little bit difficult and hard for me, but just before we came here, Sandy mentioned about the Paul McCartney, just married a few years, and then Todd also mentioned about that. So, hey Juge, why not? Let it be. So I can my poems here. So I encourage now to read my poems in Burmese first, then James will help me to read in English. Nana Bawa Sao Kalitin between Sauma Napake. Look the maintenance Yama Napake. Move ne the yapping Oma Napake. Pinley the Joe. Some Mioni de Nicalarima Napake. What twin time when you name a chickadima Napake. Some nidome Namane Luma Napake. Not me, Joe to train me, not packet. A jump like that day, Ganjamaye, Tribiamubima, not packet. A book can see it, see entirely, but what we truly ma, not packet. Kayan young river galine, then pony and up with ma, not packet. Not packet, not packet, Arigaro, Mia, Kunuma. I could young Jopia with Juzaro. But Jumalo dated Nana Bawa, big data found. Luri Jia on the out. Mama looks on them some P.I.
Ghost Book. In a children's geography textbook, I read. In the long distance of human history, I read. In the woods of mangoes, in the dark monsoon clouds, I read. In my decades drifting across the 7 seas, I read. In the events that are stuck in my throat, I read. In the 2 minutes before drowning, I read. In the fairy tales and satellite news, I read. In the trickeries of feigning fate, I read. In the bends of life preserved in formalin, I read. Behind the curtain, dark purple, behind the sets, I read. I read. How plentiful I've read. Excuse me, I'm trying to say something. Am I a soul damned in purgatory? Why isn't anybody hearing me?